fuel, give me fire, give me double shot it down.
NASCAR on NBC presents the Pepsi 400 live from Daytona International Speedway. Hello everybody, my name is Taylor Fry, broadcasting live from the NBC Sports booth. And today we are gonna go 100 miles. A little bit more. Today, the Pepsi 400 proudly presents a good race live from Daytona International Speedway. And if you have not seen this series before, which not a lot of you guys have, considering this is the first race of this series, but it's actually the just before the halfway point of this series. Now, I'm going to catch you guys up on what's been going on. First of all, Nick Bergwald, who is on the pole for today's race in that 11 car, won the Daytona 500. It's a great starting spot for that 11 car. Get some notes here. The points leader is the number 42 of Austin Delgado. You will see him in this race. He qualified all the way in the back. In fact, I will pop up these guys right now on rear chase so you guys can see. So Nick Bergwald, here is your Daytona 500 winner. All the way in the back in the number 42 car is our current points leader. Not starting in a well too good position, but nonetheless, it may be a good day for that 42 car. Who knows? But let's go back to the pace car and let me catch you up on some drivers here. And I don't know why my game is having some graphical seizures. Alright. Now that you guys did not have a seizure, let's talk about more of these notes, shall we? Nick Bergwald drove the number 7. As you know right now, he is driving the number 11. The reason why the number switch is because after his Phoenix win, Nick Bergwald has a couple wins under his belt already. Nick Bergwald drove the number 7 Mountain Dew machine for Ray Evernham. And after he was caught doing some drugs, he was fired and suspended a couple races. He was then picked up by Chip Ganassi for the number 11 car, and ever since then it has been a great success for that 11 car. Taylor Fry, driver the number 12 for Penske Dodge, is leaving Penske at the end of 2003 unless he wins the championship. Currently, Ryan Newman is in the 02 car in this field somewhere. And Ryan Newman will be replacing Taylor Fry to the 12. Taylor Fry has no idea where he's going in 04 just quite yet. Those plans will be announced later in the future. Dale Earnhardt Jr. If you could see him right there, right in front of that 12 car, in that number 1 car. Yes, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in the 1 car. Because at Darlington in 2001, he suffered a very bad crash, which put him in a coma for a couple months. He then returned, driving the number 1 car after Kevin Harvick was fired after dumping the leader with 5 laps to go, while Kevin Harvick was a lap down at Martinsville. Kerry Earnhardt is driving the 8, and probably that will switch. They will flip roles. Probably Earnhardt will have the 8 Pennzoil, and Kerry Earnhardt will have the number 1 Budweiser. This right here, the Pig Racing Network, will be the channel to broadcast all the NBC races. It's basically like the NBC broadcast of 504, then Fox did half of the season, then NBC did the second half. We're going to be redoing that, basically. If you want to see the Fox broadcast, they will be put in the description below as the channel. It is not going up yet because we have not done the 04 season. You couldn't tell this is a long intro because there's a lot of shit to catch up to. Before we get on notes on drivers, we are going to take a look from the race last week at Watkins Glen. Here's some highlights from Watkins Glen. Casey Mears and Cody Savage started on the front row for this race. As the green flag waves, it was a chaotic first corner here. It looks pretty normal. Looks like Casey Mears pulls away quickly over Cody Savage, but if you look closely, you can see Johnny Benson really fast entering turn 1 and overdrives it and takes out 4 drivers. Those 4 drivers being Rusty Wallace, Jeremy Mayfield in the 9, Matt Kenseth in the 17, and Beth Jordan in the 99. We go on board with Johnny Benson through this corner here. See what he did wrong. He just overdrove it, made it 4 wide, and turned all 4 of them. And another perspective on the 12 car of Taylor Fry here. Following Austin Delgado, you can see the wreck happening in front of him, but he gets into Dave Blaney in the 77, gets him completely sideways, but saves it. And later in that lap, he would later repay him. Tries to shoot this corner over, jumps it just by a little bit, and then turns Dave Blaney. Skylar Dixon gets into Bobby Labonte, which turns Christopher Rowan, which turns him into Nick Bergwald. But that would only be the start of the 14's disastrous race. Gets into the 6 a little bit here. Turned a little early and missed the bus stop completely. And he would lose a ton of positions. Johnny Benson here on lap 3 completed. Took the lead away from Austin Delgado, but made a mistake on the first corner. Went to the kitty litter, and Austin Delgado regained the lead, and he would not lose it after that accident. A lap 5 here, lap 4 entering 5. Johnny Benson made another mistake. Gets into Dale Earnhardt Jr., and they both get sideways. Dale Earnhardt Jr. would be out of the race. Johnny Benson, however, would still be in the race, but just lost a ton of spots. Still up on the track. Tries to cut down. Ricky Craven is the one that saves him. Keeps him going. On lap 5, Skylar Dixon gets into Dylan Jacobs, taking them both out. But Skylar Dixon would only cause more mayhem in this race. A couple laps later, Austin Delgado turns Jeff Gordon on accident. Jeff Gordon trying to get down pit road. He turns him. Cody Savage gets involved in that crash. But like the road courses, we keep the cautions off. Skylar Dixon later that lap accidentally overshoots the bus stop. Hits the wall in the kitty litter. Comes out on the track, and Bobby Labonte with nowhere to go slams hard into the 14 car. Bobby Labonte would not return to the track after he hits pit road. And on lap 14, Mike Harmon hits the tire barrier and stops in the middle of pit road. This would cause a massive pileup. A massive pileup, costing in drivers losing time and position. Lots of drivers involved in the stoppage here, including a couple Everham drivers, Ricky Craven, Todd Bodine, and many others. Skylar Dixon and Jamie McMurray battle. Jamie McMurray puts him in the wall after doing the block. Skylar Dixon didn't want to have it and completely ruined Jamie McMurray's day. But he would still roll on as a couple laps later, James Bowles, minding his own business, came up to the 14 and just gets slammed into by the 14. James Bowles would not have a good finish after that accident. And this lap right here would mean the end for the 14 of Skylar Dixon. He first tries to turn another car, but completely misses, or wrecks himself, however. And he tries to get it corrected. It's a slow motion pace of trying to get it corrected. Then once he gets it corrected, he tries to turn Ken Schrader and root first into the unprotected guardrail. And that would be the end for the 14 car. Ken Schrader would get the damage repaired and continue on rolling. We haven't talked much about the guys about the front, but Austin Delgado, after taking the lead away from Johnny Benson after the mistake earlier in the race, he has been the leader, lapping a lot of drivers in the process. And in second being the number 12 car of Taylor Fry. Taylor Fry being second as of lap 21. So far, having a good day, no mistakes really. We go to lap 22, and Austin Delgado is still leading strong over Taylor Fry. Just about a 10-second lead over that 12 car. But just that same lap, Taylor Fry gets into Dale Jarrett and accidentally turns him. Now, if you think it was a total mistake, it was a total mistake. And it was not the only mistake made by the guy up at the front. Austin Delgado, the next lap, would accidentally get into the corner panel of Beth Jordan, slams him hard into those walls. With 2 laps to go, Taylor still in second, trying to catch up to Austin. Battling with another lap car of Adam Petty in the 43. He wall hops this wall on accident and just gets turned by Adam Petty into the sand. Taylor would only lose no spots, but lost a lot of time as Austin Delgado comes out of the last turn and wins the Sirius XM at the Glen from Watkins Glen. Austin Delgado wins. Taylor Fry comes in second. You can look with the standings in the top left of your screen. As you see here, Austin Delgado doing his celebratory burnouts. You can look at the standings here. And we have the point standings about to scroll up on the screen. You can just see how this race here at the Pepsi 400 is going to be really, really important for some of these drivers. We will now take it to the present day, where Taylor Fry is going to commentate the Pepsi 400 live from Daytona International Speedway. Now we roll on to Daytona. And we are going to talk to a little bit about these drivers right now. Spotlighting right now is the number 12 car of Taylor Fry. He has been Penske's biggest player, running the highest in the points, being right now just inside the top 10 in points, while all the other teammates are way behind. He hasn't had much success, never finding victory lane, but coming up short in the spring Talladega race won by Austin Delgado, our points leader at this point in time. Last week in Watkins Glen, he managed to get another runner-up position, so if he were to have good 2 weekends in a row, this may help him in the points run. But let's talk about Taylor's stats, shall we, for Daytona. He only has 1 DNF out of 6 Daytona races he has competed in, counting the duels. He has 2 dual wins. He has computed? It is 2 dual runs. Taylor Fry has won all of them. And in this year's Daytona 500, he came up in the 3rd position. If this stats help him today, we could see him in victory lane tonight. Right now, I'm not so sure if he's on the track right now, but the number 28 car, yes he is. Number 28, a Christopher Rowan, currently in an underfunded team. And the number 28 for Cable Dog Motorsports. He is sitting in the top 15 in points and has a couple wins under his belt. With his new team of Cable Dog, he is looking to find much more success. And just a few rows above him will be the number 10 car of Johnny Benson. Johnny Benson has shown a ton of success running in the top 10 in points and is always up at front, but sometimes he just gets caught up in other people's messes. He has won a race, that being at Bristol, and he's also had a chance at winning at Pocono just a few weeks ago, but came up short after being turned coming to the start-finish line to come to a caution flag. That costed him the race, and that race was later won by Jimmy Johnson in the 48 machine. He came up 3rd in last week's race at Watkins Glen. And that number 3 car that you seen earlier on the field, he is being driven by a driver, but it's not Dale Earnhardt, it is Cody Savage. Cody Savage driving the number 3 DEI car, placing Dale Sr. after his retirement year in 01. He has not shown much success as others mentioned before him, barely cracking the top 10 in points if he is in it. He has one shot at a win at Darlington, but that was snatched away by Taylor Fry being a slow car after being taken out early on in a crash. That win Cody was close to getting was won by Rusty Wallace for Penske. Rusty was not finding any luck after his win at Darlington. Rusty Wallace in that 2 car has not shown any luck whatsoever after his Darlington win. Cody Savage, on the other hand, he's been relatively up at the front, even after his Darlington screw job. One driver who really is making a big storm of a time right now is that number 6 car of Dylan Jacobs. Dylan has had a beast. He's been a beast all season long, winning a few races with a fast car. However, he is not up at the front. When he's not up at the front, he's always in the back with a pretty slow car. He's just being a sitting duck half the time. If we are talking about drivers who haven't seen victory lane but are doing really well in the points this season, look no further than that 38 car of Elliott Sadler. Elliott Sadler has not won a race but is sitting second in the points at this point in time. He's never won a race. His best finish is second. He has a bunch of top 10s and one slip up from our points leader today, and Elliott Sadler could very well be your points leader getting out of Daytona. Now, if we're talking about the points, we have to talk about our points leader, Austin Delgado. It looks unpainted, but the game just doesn't have his car for some reason. Austin Delgado with the incredible, impossible 3 wins in a row. Never before has this been done, and most likely will never happen again. This man has been dominating this year with 6 wins this season, only a few DNFs, but those DNFs are the reason he is not pulling away from the points. He just won another race last week at Watkins Glen by over 20 seconds because of what happened to Taylor near the end of the race. One more thing I need to mention before we get this race going is this is Daytona, so expect a big wreck in this race. It may happen early, it may happen late. But now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to get this race underway in this series. We are now going to take it to the pace car. Riding the Nextel sponsor, as Nextel is going to be our newest sponsor for next season. You can see the drivers and their starting lineup here. Number 14 car, Skylar Dixon, part-time driver, looking to get a good place victory in this race. There's the 2 Penske teammates. There's Kerry Earnhardt, number 99 of Beth Jurton, number 19 of Casey Atwood, 15 of Michael Waltrip, 38 of Elliott Sadler, Cody Savage riding in the 3 car. Looks like Ricky Rudd in the 21, Jeremy Mayfield in the 9, Ward Burton in the 22. There's Bill Lester in the 23. We're spotlighting a lot of drivers. There's Austin Delgado, our points leader we're riding with right now. And Johnny Benson in the 10 car all the way in the back. Could he and Austin get up towards the front? It's going to be a big question as the pace car rolls down pit lane. And it looks like number 14 car, Skylar Dixon's going to go down pit lane as well. But we're off racing. It's the green flag here at Daytona. And why the heck was DW in? DW, get out of the booth. You're not supposed to be here. Anyway. Nick Bergwall takes a big lead over Jeff Gordon entering turn 1. Jimmy Johnson and Kenny Wallace in that 29 side by side for the 3rd spot. It is a Hendrick 2nd and 3rd. They're both pushing each other. Look at Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson work with each other. It is becoming a no, they're going side by side. They're not going to work with each other. They're going to work against each other. There's Stewart in the back there. There's Kenny Wallace in the 29. Matt Kenseth in the 17, pushing him on the outside. Rusty Wallace, and they're 3 wide back here with Terry Labonte, Beth Churin, and Casey Atwood. A lot of help from the 38. And look at that number 12 helping out a ton on the inside line. Going on board on the number 99 of Beth Churin as they come down to complete lap 1 here in today's race. Got a total of 56 laps. Ooh, look. Oh my god. Taylor got loose on that. Wow. Try to make a tight squeeze in that corner. Just got a little loose on there. And Dale Earnhardt's going to take advantage. We'll look behind him with Bobby Labonte in the 18 car. Going to move to the outside here. So far, nothing up at the front. Nick Bergwall still leads over Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. It's a big line of cars in the inside. And go on board with Jimmy Johnson as the battle for the lead. Coming down turns 3 and 4. And look at Nick Bergwall try to block Jimmy Johnson for the lead. Stewart's up at the 3rd spot. And Jeff is losing a good ton of spots. Ooh, Nick is throwing blocks left and right early in this race. Nick is trying to keep an eye out on his... he's trying to just stay in the lead. That's what he's trying to do. Tony Stewart in the third spot, trying to get past Jimmy Johnson. And look at Austin Delgado gaining a ton of spots from starting near in the back. He is gaining a ton of spots. Our points leader is having a lot of success right now. Looks like his qualifying setup just didn't work out too well. And Austin Delgado is chopping through the field left and right. As he come out towards 3 and 4, we can see Austin trying to work underneath Kerry. Will he try to go low? Will he try to go high? We have no idea. Cody Savage going 3 wide with Beffin, Terry Labonte. And Austin, you can go on board with Austin right now, trying to take it 3 wide, maybe 4 wide. I think it's 4 wide with Kerry, Sterling, and somebody else at the top. You look here at Johnny Benson's onboard camera. Johnny Benson right now is he's pushing that 42 car as hard as he can to try to get him towards the front of the field. They're going to take it 3 wide yet again. Austin is just a fast car, and looks like Kerry and Elliott Sadler are just going to let him go by. Johnny Benson has the draft from other drivers. We'll look on the rear camera of several drivers. This is Tony Stewart's angle, I believe. I believe this is Stewart's rear angle. No, this is Nick's camera. Yeah, Nick's camera angle. As it is a Penske second and third position. Now Rusty's looking to try and make a move for first. Last time we've seen Nick in the lead was at Daytona on the final few laps. Now look at Taylor Fry in that 12 car trying to push his way up to second, not even helping his teammates. This is a problem with every team so far, as none of them are seeming to help out other drivers. And Mike Harmon in the 74 car working his way into the top 5. He is becoming a good looking driver for today. See, Johnny Benson and Austin Delgado, they've worked their way up to the top 10 at this point, as we have reached the 50 laps to go mark. Next time by would be 50 to go. See, Johnny Benson trying to push Austin Delgado up towards the front of the field. Cody Savage and Rusty Wallace are in the middle and outside, and they're going 3 wide. And Austin just has a pretty fast car for today's race, that is for sure. The only one split in these 2 fast drivers and the rest of the lead. Nope, Bobby Labonte just went up the track, and it is now 1, 2, 3, 4 of fast drivers. Nick Bergwall, Taylor Fry, Austin Delgado, and Johnny Benson. As they come out turns 3 and 4, it is single file throughout the top 5. You see the red, and they got another pack of cars there, including Christopher Rowan, just having a slow day in today's race. An underfunded team working like an underfunded team. And look at Taylor trying to make a move for first, but he just lets out of the throttle coming into turn 1. Not a good idea by that 12 car. As now a lot of space has been given to Nick Bergwall at 50 to go here at today's race. Nick is in the lead, and Austin trying to make a move for second on the outside of Taylor, but with little to no help, he has to fall back in line. The Johnny Benson right in front of Kenny Wallace in that 29 car. Austin Delgado in third, trying to make a move underneath that 12 car. Bump drafting he is. Nick Bergwald has pulled a little bit of a lead over Taylor Fry. As we go on board with the 42, he's trying to push his way forward. He's trying to push Taylor up to the front of the field. But Taylor is not that aggressive kind. He is trying his hardest to stay in second, as he doesn't want to wreck his car early in the race. Going more with a couple more drivers here who are up at the front. Johnny Benson giving a shot at Austin Delgado. Johnny Benson, who started all the way in the back, working his way up to its front 4. And there's the number 14 car of Skylar Dixon on the bottom of the racetrack, looking like he is a lap car. And get by him quickly. Go on board with Kenny Wallace in that 29, who's sitting 5th. He's going to the outside. It looks like some driver is trying to chase him below him. And that's Terry Labonte in the 5, who will work past number 29 for the 5th spot. 2004 is looking to be a great season right now. As we go to the front camera of Johnny Benson taking a I think that's Johnny Benson we're on board with. I think that's, no, that's Austin. We're on board with Austin on the front camera. Sorry about that. Giving a shot to Taylor in the 12 car. Supporting Coca-Cola and the Pepsi 400. That's a giant middle finger. Going to the high side, and it does not look like Johnny Benson behind him is going to try and pass him underneath him. Look like he just got a little loose there. Johnny Benson here trying his hardest to get by number 42 of Austin Delgado. These two working with each other. They are not teammates. Johnny Benson, part of MB2 Motorsports. Austin Delgado, part of Chip Ganassi Motorsports in the 42. Go to the rear camera of our leader, and it looks like Johnny Benson's going to try and make the outside line work, and he sure well did. It looks like the two drivers have swapped each other. Looks like Johnny Benson's going to try and see if he can move Taylor up the track. Oh, he is really aggressive trying to get by Taylor for the second position. And Nick is holding the fort down in the lead, and he's led all the laps. Nick has led all the laps in today's race as we go on board with Johnny Benson here in this race. Let's see the fastest lap so far goes to Bill Lester in the 23. Pretty surprising that Christopher Rowan is in the second fastest, considering he has a pretty slow car. Go down here, we can see that you have a good decent amount of drivers not having a good day. Ryan Newman in the 02 falling off the pace, so is Dylan Jacobs and Hut Strickland in the 09. A couple other drivers just not having a good day whatsoever. James Bowles in the 27, Todd Bodine in the 54, Dale Jarrett in the 88, Christopher Rowan in the 28, Greg Biffle, Kurt Busch, Joe Nemechek, Ricky Rudd. Good decent amount of guys that you would normally see up at the front and the back, just not having a good race today, as we're still on board with Johnny Benson trying to get by Taylor Fry for the second position. He is really working his tail right now. Can he get him back here? He has two wheels underneath him, and he will shove Taylor Fry up the track, and Taylor Fry is on the verge of losing second to Johnny Benson. Johnny Benson being the aggressive. Loose. Oh, man, he got loose, and Taylor had nowhere to go but up on that part. Taylor Fry, who was up at second trying to hold his position, has now gone back several spots. The only one to help him is Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 1. But can he help him? That is the question. There's a lot of guys trying to work with Taylor on the outside, but Johnny Benson's up to the second spot trying to take the lead away from Nick Bergwald. The aggressive one, Johnny Benson, trying to take the lead exactly as how he got second from Taylor. Our points leader of Austin Delgado is trying his hardest to get to the lead, but it's just not working. He's probably just holding a fort down in this third spot. Terry Labonte's back in fourth, and Matt Kenseth's up to the fifth spot. Nick Bergwald and Johnny Benson go side by side for the lead, and looks like Johnny Benson got to Nick Bergwald, and this time Johnny Benson will lead the Pepsi 400 and leave Nick all alone on the outside. There's Ryan Newman being the slow car that he is coming into turn 1. The last time we had a lap car issue in turns 1 and 2, which was at Daytona, it took out a lot of drivers. See Christopher Rowan just coming off, looks like what it is, pit road. And Austin just hit the wall down the backstretch. Oh, and Taylor just shoved Bobby Labonte into the backstretch wall on accident. And it has now become a couple cars up at the front. 4 drivers, in fact. Now it looks like that's slowly beginning to gain up. Terry Labonte's in this mix. Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in this mix in that one car. You can see right now we're going here with Ryan Newman, who is that slow car that held up half the field. He's holding up a lot of drivers. That may be bad for the drivers who are getting away, but who knows. Nick Bergwald, who lost the lead, is back up to the third spot. Terry Labonte has lost a ton of spots. Johnny Benson is up at front and looking. Wow! Oh, that was a close one for Johnny Benson, nearly getting turned by Austin Delgado. That could have been bad news for that 10 car. But he only shoves up Austin Delgado to the outside, which makes it a 1-2 for Nick as we go on board with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 1 Pennzoil Dodge. It is a big cluster of cars up at the front of the field as we see the sun starting to set. It is partly cloudy here as they go side by side for the lead with Nick on the outside, but you know when you don't have help on the outside, it will not work. Dale Earnhardt filled that gap quickly, and Nick's going to lose a lot of spots if no one helps him. And Taylor Fry going underneath Tony Stewart, and Tony Stewart will try and help Nick on the outside. But it does not look like the outside will be the preferred lane. And there's Bill Lester in the 23. He is on the lead lap, so he's in the top 10. It's a great spot for that 23 car. And it looks like several of the drivers are starting to spread apart. Looks like they see the lap drivers ahead of him. That is Dylan Jacobs and Skylar Dixon being the slow cars. Johnny Benson will take out Dylan Jacobs with ease, but that would leave Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the dust. Here comes that 12 car, Taylor Fry gaining back, and it looks like Dylan Jacobs will hold the bottom line, which will hurt our points leader the most. And another slow car of Hut Strickland they got to pass by, but it looks like the front few drivers are going to take this one with ease coming into the front stretch, maybe out of this turn, who knows. And it looks like these drivers are going to go to the outside of Hut Strickland. But right now, Austin Delgado has lost a ton of spots. And our pole sitter of Nick Bergwald has pulled down pit road. What is the issue with that number 11 car, Dave? Well, it looks like the number 11 car said on the radio he's about to blow up if he does not take off some grill tape. So he's going to come down pit road, take off some grill tape, and potentially go a lap down. And if that were to be the case and we get a caution here in a little bit, he will become a lucky dog. And if that were to happen, this would be great strategy for that 11 car. Right now he's down pit road because of grill tape issues. So it looks like that 11 car is going to be out of contention for the win until further notice. Right now, it is just a 3-car tandem for the lead. Johnny Benson, Jimmy Johnson, and Taylor Fry up at the front. Austin Delgado in 4th, but he has Skylar Dixon all the way in the back. Go on board with Taylor Fry here in that 12, trying to work his way back up. And it looks like Johnny Benson's just going to give a nice little wave to Nick Bergwald coming into turns 1. Johnny Benson got a little loose there in the middle of there, just slapped 2 wheels on the apron. You can see Taylor here just on the bumper of Jimmy Johnson. It looks like he's going to try and make a move underneath. And there we got the view of Austin Delgado to see all the action from behind as he's gone through Skylar Dixon. Question will be what will happen here as we have a little less than 40 laps to go. Tons of action in today's race. And it's just getting started in this series, as this will be a weekly series once 04 starts, which will be at the end of this year. This is just a nice little testing race. There may be a couple more races broadcasted to you for a nice little sneak peek, but this one is just my birthday special for this race. It may be some other races that I do with commentary. But Austin Delgado's caught up to these 3 drivers up at the front. And the drivers who are in the back have nowhere to go as they are 4 seconds behind. 4.5 seconds to be honest. And gaining more and more time. As Austin's trying to quickly take the 3rd spot away from Jimmy Johnson. He will do so. Jimmy Johnson will move to the high line, but it won't hurt him because there's not a lot of cars that are behind him. And Austin just quickly shoves that 12 car out of the inside line and moves him to the outside. So Taylor has to work past Jimmy Johnson yet again. But who knows? Right now our leader of Johnny Benson is holding the fort down up at the front. We will take a commercial break. You are watching NBC's presentation of the Pepsi 400 live from Daytona International Speedway.
Check it out. Check it out. The salsa is so in.
We
so,
Only Taco Bell's Fiesta Taco Salad takes classic ingredients and updates them with a tangy, chunky salsa and crunchy lime-seasoned tortilla strips, made right when you order it.
Looking good.
I told you ladies dig salads. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't.
For a great tasting taco salad, think outside the bun. Spice up the night. Open till midnight or later.
It's enough to get me to the boiling point.
NBC's presentation of the Pepsi 400 is presented by Pepsi, the leading drink of NASCAR. My front four have not really done anything all throughout the commercial break. Johnny Benson still up at the front, Austin Elgato second, Taylor Fry in third, and Jimmy Johnson sit in fourth. So we have not talked about the championship standings, and you guys are wondering what they are, so I'm going to talk about them. We are running the old format of the Winston Cup, so it's basically the same, no chase. Alright, it's wherever you finish is how many points you get. If you get first, you get a shit ton of points, and if you lead a lap, you get a bonus point. You see Austin and Taylor battling it out for position. When they come to the line, it'd be 40 to go. But Austin Elgato's in the point lead right now, 68 points back from Kenny Wallace. Johnny Benson sits 1 point behind Kenny Wallace with 69 points back from the leader. Elliott Sadler's in fourth, coming into this race. I think I said second on accident, but he's 75 points back. Jeff Gordon fifth. Dylan Jacobs 6th, 88 points back. Kerry Earnhardt 7th, 90 points back. Christopher Rowan 8th with 100 points back. And Taylor Fry 9th with 119 points back. Bobby Labonte in 10th, 129 points back. Cody Savage 11th, 130 points back, with Ryan Newman tying him in 12th. Greg Biffle in 13th, 142 points back. Nick Bergwald was up at the front, but after his Phoenix altercation getting fired, he lost a lot of points. 144 points back at 14th. All the way at the bottom of the list is Blaze. Oh, we got problem. Skylar Dixon. All around hard hit from James Bowles. A terrible crash down in turns 1 and 2 as Skylar Dixon has ran out of talent for the second week in a row. Skylar Dixon not having any luck in this series, crashing out several times in the Watkins Glen race. After starting amazingly up at the front, he dropped back because of some vibration he had in the car, and has now brought out the caution. And Johnny Benson takes the caution flag, and this is gonna be interesting to see what the group can do. As the field takes the pace car down the back straightaway, they will go down the pit, because they can make it the rest of the way if they do end up pitting. As the field takes the pace car, you can see what's going on. You see the 14 racing back. It looks pretty. Yeah, he's cutting through the grass and he's going. And right now we see the pace car down to turn 3 and 4. It looks like we got reports that Skylar Dixon does have a flat tire, and when he was racing back to the line, was a dipshit and slammed the outside wall basically with the right side of his car. So that's even more damage to the 14 car as the pace car leads them down pit lane. See a ton of drivers going to the apron. Johnny Benson, Austin Delgado, Taylor Fry, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, tons of drivers going down pit lane. Nick Bergwald being one of them, but no, I think Nick is, I don't know. We're going to take it to the pit lane cams here. See the drivers coming down pit road. Nick Bergwald decided to, oh wait, no, Nick's he's a lap down, so he can't pit this time, but I just now remembered that. I gotta use my quick thinking skills. You can see action going on down pit road. Lots of signs waving up and down for these drivers to get off of pit road. Drivers start coming off pit road. 25 gets off first. Johnny Benson in second. The rest of the drivers come off pit road. Here comes Taylor Fry coming off pit road. Oh my God! Skylar Dixon on his rough. He gets tagged by Terry Labonte, and there's pit road drama here. Oh, he just hit Mike Harmon, and there's a big mess at pit lane. And he just hit Kurt Busch coming. Okay, whatever. And there's a big stop. I don't even know what to say for that. I don't. Let's just take it to the green. The pace car. Down turns 3 and 4. Christopher Rowan decided to stay out. He would be up in the first position, I believe. Or at least on the tail end of the lead lap. Jerry Nadeau's out in front. A ton of the drivers who started up at the front dropped a lot of spots because of pit road drama, and especially for Taylor Fry. Lost a ton of spots as we get the green flag, and Jerry Nadeau is your leader, trying to get past Christopher Rowan, who is having a... Oh my God, Austin Delgado shoots far. He is underneath everybody, and just in turn 1 does he overtake everybody for the lead. Austin Delgado riding into the sunset. We go on board to the rear camera of the 42. This is showing everybody getting held up by that 28 car. We're going on board with a 12 car right now. As you can see, the line being held up a ton. He is just destroying half the field as he has a fast car. Oh my God! Johnny Benson down to the grass. Can he save it? Can he get back on the track? I believe he can. He has it safe and sound. He is back on the track. But he lost the draft so sadly. Take the field up here. Jerry Nadeau being the leader. Got a couple of drivers. Here you can see Christopher Rowan going a lap down after what happened. And Skylar Dixon has decided to pull into the garage after the embarrassing accident on pit road. You see we're going on board with Beth Jerton here in the 99. He's up at the front of the field. We have a report that Skylar Dixon declined an interview with our Steve Burns because he's just so embarrassed. He walked back to the hauler and decided to take his helmet and gloves off and decided not to deal with the whole situation. Beth Jerton riding on board with, and Dave Blaney in the 77. Dave Blaney's having a good day in that 77 car. That's a good look. That's a good position for him as of right now. See, the pack has caught up to Austin Delgado, and Matt Kent's is looking to the outside of Austin Delgado. We'll go on board here with Bobby Labonte. Austin Delgado pulled out pretty quick, but if this was a couple laps ago, well, that would be the greatest strategy in the world for that 42 car. But it was not, because there's still about 20 laps to go, and the pack has caught up to him very fast. But he is holding off Matt Kenseth. But Taylor Fry in that 12 car is up towards the front yet again. We've seen this at Talladega. Jerry Nadeau has gone down pit road in the 25 car. Looks like he's going to top off or something. I don't know. Unless he has a problem. What we see. Oh, Nick Bergwall turns the 48. And the caution comes out yet again. Does not look like anybody else gets involved in this, but the one person that this does help out is Johnny Benson in that 10. A fast car now getting the opportunity to be back up towards the front of the field as the caution does come out here at Daytona. But we still have to race back to the line as the field is in turn 3 and 4. Austin has pulled away a little bit over Taylor. It looks like all Taylor wants to do is just hang on to that second spot. Just wait till the restart to try to make his move. He's blocking Beth Jerton to the line. Beth Jerton won't get Taylor. Austin won't get first. And Taylor will get second. And Beth Jerton will take third. Dave Blaney will restart fourth. Jeremy Mayfield will restart 5th. Michael Waltrip will restart 6th. Kenseth 7th. Casey Mears will restart 8th. Bobby Labonte will restart 9th. And Casey Atwood will restart 10th. And let's go ahead and let's take it to the green flag for the next set of green flag runs. Pace car down turns 3 and 4. Austin Delgado with Taylor Fry will restart 1 and 2. Talked about the top 10 before the restart. Nobody went down to pit. As you see the pace car slowly bringing the field towards the front stretch. When we restart, we will have a little less than 18 to go. It is go time for these drivers that want to get a win. It is go time for Taylor. It is go time for Beth Jerton, Matt Kenseth, Casey Atwood, Jeremy Mayfield to replace Bill Elliott in the 9. Green flag back in the air here at Daytona. Bill Elliott decided to retire early. No, I think he got injured and then fired. So, yeah. But the field starts splitting up, but Austin Delgado's pulled away a slight over Taylor Fry. Trying his hardest to keep up with Austin Delgado, stay in his draft. We've seen these two before at Talladega Superspeedway. Taylor could not get any moves made for the win. Now Taylor tries to make a move for first, but he couldn't get it in time. And Beth Jerton tried to close the gap as quick as he can. And Taylor, on a smart move, made a move back to the inside line. If he would have stayed on the outside, he would have been eaten alive by all the drivers. Everybody's trying to make a move to the inside. To the outside, I mean, Beth Jerton will make the mistake in not getting back down to the inside in time. Matt Kenseth will move up to the 3rd spot, as now we go on board with Taylor Fry trying to take away the lead away from Austin Delgado, as we have 16 to go. 16 to go when we cross that line. Next time that cross that line, it'll be 15 to go. It is becoming a tight squeeze for Taylor and Austin, as Matt Kenseth is just beating the bumper off that 12 car. Down turns 3 and 4. We could see Casey Mears in that 41 car. Not having such a great season whatsoever, but he would like to have a great finishing spot. Moving up to the 3rd spot, he is. Casey Mears in the 41, pushing along that 12 car. We go on board yet again with Beth Jerton. So we can take a look, and there's Kerry. There's Earnhardt's nephew. I don't know. I know he's related to Earnhardt, but I'm not so sure. I forgot. But here's Nick Bergwald, our pole sitter, who is back on the lead lap after the first caution. He did not go down pit road after getting into Jimmy Johnson, but he is starting to reach back up to the front of the field quickly and may make a sneak attack for the win here. See the two drivers up at the front battling with Austin and Taylor. Those two are battling. You can see Austin making moves around everybody. Tony Stewart's up in this mix here. He's going to push Matt Kenseth, keep him to the outside. And Kerry Earnhardt and Casey Mears are making the mistake and staying on the outside when they should have went to the inside when they could. Johnny Benson got I think that's the short end of the stick. I think that's how Chris says it. He got lucky once he lost that draft. The caution came out pretty quickly afterwards. And Johnny Benson he's been able to pull back up to the draft like he couldn't after what happened with the group. He's going to come up to the number 21 of Ricky Rudd. Give him a shot here. Uh-oh, we got trouble. Ricky Rudd and Johnny Benson back in the grass. Does not look like Ricky Rudd's slowing down whatsoever. Oh, my God. Hard hit for the 24. Oh, no. Another hard hit for the 24. Buckshot Jones involved. Jeff Gordon is involved. Buckshot Jones and the 45 is involved. Adam Petty in the 43 involved in this crash. Johnny Benson is fine. He made it out okay yet again. And this time we have a massive crash in turns 1 and 2. Cody Savage in the 3's involved. He got some damage front end and rear end. As the caution does fly, there's James trying to go underneath the 3 car. He doesn't look like he has any damage. Cody Savage with a ton of damage up in the front end of his car. A 5-car pileup in turns 1 and 2 will give us another caution in this race. You can look in the top 10. We see Austin Delgado in first, Taylor Fry in second, Kenny Wallace in third, Casey Atwood in fourth, Beth Jur in fifth, Tony Stewart in sixth. Nick Bergwald's up in 7th, Rusty Wallace in 8th, Terry Labonte 9th, and Michael Waltrip rounds out your top 10. We're going to go to commercial break here in this one, ladies and gentlemen. When we restart, we will have a little less than 10 to go. This is Taylor from NBC Sports. This is the Pepsi 400 live from Daytona International Speedway.
Don't go into the grass. Don't go into turn 3. Don't go into turn 3. God, no. Jerry, don't go into turn 3. Think of your wife. Think of your kids. Don't do it, Jerry. You have so much to live for. Don't go into turn 3. Jerry! Jerry! Why'd you do it, Jerry? Why'd you go into turn 3? We told you not to. No! Jerry! Kentucky Speedway, the most dangerous corner in NASCAR. Dramatic commercial is dramatic. Fuck me.
A Pepsi 400 is presented by Budweiser for the Budweiser Pull Award, awarded to drivers for 20 years of great qualifying setups, and that one goes to Nick Bergwald in the 11, who has worked his way back up to 7th after getting into a wreck with Jimmy Johnson. We will restart with 8 laps to go when they hit this line. Last time we restarted, I said it was go time. Now it is go time. This is when you need to have the perfect laps. You need to not make a mistake. You need to be out in front. It looks like Mike Harmon's on the apron. Blowing up is the 74 car of Mike Harmon. But Austin Delgado's in the lead, and we take the green flag yet again in the Pepsi 400. You see right here, Austin Delgado still up at front. Taylor Fry to his bumper. But now pulling away by half a car length is Austin Delgado. Kenny Wallace in third. Beth Jurton in fourth. And Nick is slowly but surely craving his way through the field. Go on board with our leader of Austin Delgado in the unpainted 42 car that's supposed to be painted. We see Johnny Benson, who yet again got involved in a little incident. He's starting to pull back up to the front of the field. He just has to get by several drivers here. Just outside the top 20. But Johnny Benson is starting to work his way forward right now. He's going to bump Elliott Sadler, but it's not going to be the same result from Ricky Rudd's crash earlier in this race that has taken out several drivers. 31 cars on the lead lap, about to be 30 once Mike Harmon gets a lap down. And Taylor gets into Austin Delgado. Taylor Fry is getting wrecked, and he is sideways. Michael Waltrip's involved. Kenseth is involved. Taylor Fry running second will not have a good finish in today's race as he bumps our leader of Austin Delgado and turns him completely sideways. Back to the line. It's side-by-side drag racing here at Daytona, and it's Austin Delgado who will lead us to a green, white, checkered. Taylor Fry, who was running amazingly well, just bumped the 42's back bumper, and instead of turning Austin or, pushing Austin, it got Taylor loose, and he slammed the outside wall hard. A good thing was that did not take out many other drivers. In fact, most of the drivers involved only got minor damage. There was only like 3, 4, 5 cars involved in this wreck. Taylor being the worst of it, but Michael Waltrip also got turned completely sideways. Not a good way to end for Taylor Fry in that 12 car. Kenny Wallace got a bit of the action as well, and man, just a terrible way to end it for that 12 car. He may be able to get back up towards the front of the field, but I highly, highly doubt it when we only have about 2 more laps once this pace car goes down pit road to give us the green, because we will go green one more time. It is just an unreal day for that 12 machine, as he just got a little too aggressive, and he well, I can't fucking say it. He shot the 42's bumper and just got sideways. And it was just a terrible, terrible, terrible mistake by that 12 car. And sadly, that may end his day. But Taylor is not out of the race. In fact, he is still being shown in this race. You can see him right in the mix, just in the corner of your screen. He's still in this race. He has not gone down pit road. Nick is on the apron. Looks like he got loose as well. But now we will take it to the green flag for the final restart of this race. Pace cars down the back stretch. We will have a green-white checkered in this race. Austin Delgado leading. The points leaders leading this race. Nick Bergwald, our Daytona 500 winner, is in second. Casey Atwood in the 19 in third. Beth Churt in fourth, and Tony Stewart rounds out your top 5. We will see this line of drivers here. Maybe. Guess not. Thought it would. Oh well. Johnny Benson has to work through the field yet again after being involved in yet another incident. This time he didn't get involved in the accident, as the green flag waves here at Daytona. You will have one more lap around this track when they cross this line one more time. It is Austin Delgado pulling away from Nick Bergwald. Just about a car length separates the gap between 1 and 2. Nick Bergwald slowly but surely dropping back to Austin. It looks like he's catching up just slightly, but he's out of the draft of the 42, but that may just help him. That's helping him a lot. And he does the crossover move. Oh, they bump! Oh, they bump! Ooh, they bump. That was almost an accident. Now Casey Atwood's making a move for second on the outside of Nick Bergwald. They come down to the line. It'll be 1 lap to go here in this race. One more time around for Austin Delgado. One more opportunity for the drivers behind him. One more opportunity for these drivers to slip up and make a mistake. Austin Delgado's in the lead. Can he have what it takes to go for the win? They're side by side down turns 1 and 2. Oh my God, Austin got loose in that corner. Austin gets loose. Austin got loose. It's loose. Nick has taken the lead, and Johnny Benson has turned the 97 car down the backstretch. Kurt Busch is around, but it doesn't matter. This is the white flag lap. Nick Bergwald has the lead in turns 3 and 4, and Nick will sweep Daytona here in this Pepsi 400 race live on NBC Sports. Nick Bergwald coming down turns 3 and 4 will win the Pepsi 400 here at Daytona International Speedway. And a big wreck down the front stretch. Johnny Benson's around. He gets on 2 wheels. He is spinning, crashing. Matt Kenseth is around, but Nick Bergwald gets the win here at Daytona International Speedway. What a win by Nick Bergwald. Austin Delgado with a slip up in turn 1 gave Nick the victory that he needed to get back into the points picture. With a great win by Nick Bergwald, the results, we say Nick Bergwald takes the win. He gets a little tap from Chris, who did not have a good day. Nick Bergwald finishes 1, and Austin Delgado will be number 2. Tony Stewart gets 3rd. Terry Labonte gets 4th. Rusty Wallace gets 5th. It is an Evernham 6th and 7th with Jeremy Mayfield, Casey Atwood. Beth Jordan takes the top 10 in 8th. Elliott Sadler in 9th. Bobby Labonte rounds out your top 10. Kerry Earnhardt in 11th. Dale Jarrett involved in the accident after the line takes the 12th spot. Ricky Craven in 13th. Johnny Benson takes a 14th spot. Casey Mears in 15th. Kenny Wallace 16th. Joe Nemechek 17th. Bill Lester in 18th. Matt Kenseth 19th. And rounding out your top 20 is Dave Blaney. As Nick is taking his Polish victory lap, we go through the rest of the field. Sterling Marlin. Not Sterling Marlin. That's Jamie McMurray, sorry. Finishes 21st. Christopher Rowan finishes 22nd. Jerry Nadeau 23rd. Taylor Fry, after being involved in that accident that took him out of this race, finishes 24th. James Bowles finishes 1 spot less than him in 25th. Michael Waltrip 26th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 27th. Greg Biffle 28th. Jimmy Johnson 29th. And Kurt Busch, who got spun in the backstretch, gets 30th. Dylan Jacobs 1 lap down in 31st. Hut Strickland 1 lap down in 32nd. Ryan Newman, the last car, 1 lap down in 33rd. Mike Harmon finishes 7 laps down in 34th. Ward Burton finishes 35th, 10 laps down. The next few drivers are 11 laps down here. Ken Schrader in the 49 finishes 36th. Cody Savage finishes 37th after getting involved in Ricky Rudd's accident in the 21 car. He will finish 38th. And Jeff Gordon, who had a bad day, finishes 39th. And Buckshot Jones, another car that was involved in that accident, will finish 40th. And the last remaining drivers: Adam Petty in 41st, 12 laps down. Todd Bodine 42nd, 26 laps down. And dead last in 43rd, Skylar Dixon, 29 laps down. We had a couple interviews, but they were after the race, and we can't really get the audio to them because, of course, I can't really get them. But Taylor said that he had a good race all day, but just sadly he makes one mistake and it cost him the win, or at least a good spot at least. But he does own up to his mistakes, and he is glad that Nick won. Nick winning for the 3rd time this season. I believe I think he won more than 2 times, but the only 2 I remember was Phoenix and Daytona. Nick had a chance at winning at Pocono, but he got turned. And coming to that caution, Johnny Benson got turned. But Nick Bergwald finishes in 1st place. Your championship standings will be scrolling up on the screen on the bottom right. Well, starting on the bottom right, going up. And these standings would be after Daytona, which is race 17. So we officially have hit the halfway point of this series. And right now, we would like to congratulate Nick Bergwald on sweeping both the Daytonas. And Nick Bergwald is going to do one congratulatory burnout in the grass here in the infield. Do the top 10 of fastest laps before we sign off. Rusty Wallace with a 46.283 got first. Matt Kenseth with a 46.284 in second. Jeremy Mayfield in third. Tony Stewart 4th, Michael Waltrip 5th, Mike Harmon 6th, Bobby Labonte 7th, Nick Bergwald in 8th, Elliott Sadler with a 9th fastest lap, and Beth Turin gets the 10th fastest lap. We say this right now, we're going to sign off here. Congratulations to Nick Bergwald on winning the Pepsi 400 here from Daytona International Speedway. We will see you guys sometime in the near future. There will be a couple more races on this channel with commentary just like this. But we don't know which races are just yet, but we will find out soon. Congratulations to Nick Bergwald on winning, and we will hope to see him in victory lane here shortly soon. And now we sign off here from Daytona International Speedway. We thank you all so much for watching. Have a good one, everybody.